Maxwell.
Samuel.
I wasn't around for this chat.
No, unfortunately, you had some other things on, which we don't need to go into.
My dog died.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. His name was Maxie, ironically.
Yeah.
So
The greatest Max in your life is gone.
now I've got to put up with this one.
Yeah, fair. You know,
Yeah.
I got that.
You're not black like he was.
No, Maxie was a G. I'm a big fan of that boy.
Wagwan.
Welcome. That big batty gal.
It was a boy. Big batty boy.
Big batty man. Sam, I was when you were obviously mourning, and that's very fair. I was chatting with Tom and Jack from Daybed Records, who put on the local festival called Nice Day. I've got to get that right. Nice Day to Go to the Club.
Nice day to go to the club.
Thank you.
No worries.
In South Australia, Port Noarlunga. These guys have been going strong for 4 years. This is their fourth year, and it's the first year that they're bringing some internationals in. So they've got the Bronx and they've got the Lambrini Girls.
Yep.
As well as they've got Cosmic Psychos, Rolling Blackouts Coastal Fever. I did that twice in the fucking interview too. Hear me cock it up twice. It's an absolute nightmare.
Rookie.
But it was really interesting to chat with these guys about kind of what it's like putting on a hyper-local festival that's kind of there both to help rebuild a punk scene that was kind of big in the town about 20, 30 years ago, and also to kind of raise funds for and help reinvigorate the local footy club.
Yep.
And just Tom and Jack both kind of just got stuck into it. They're like, we can do a music festival, I guess, and did it. And it's great. It really works. And it sounds like it's a real central hub for the town. So it was really great just to chat about what it takes to put on a local festival that seems to be roaring. Yeah.
Love it. Well, on that note, Maxwell,
Yeah.
I'll hand over to you for the show.
Thanks, Papa. In memory of Max.
Hey, it's Maxie. It's not Max.
My mistake.
You'll fucking get his name right.
With the next iteration of the Nice Day to Go to the Club Festival fast approaching in February, we are speaking with the festival organisers, Tom and Jack from Daybed Records. Guys, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm very well.
That's what I'd like to hear. We like to start the show the same way every week, which is basically to find out what you guys have been listening to. So what's been spinning in your playlists? If you've had some vinyl on your turntables recently, what have you been spinning?
Well, I'll let Tom go first. Mine, the thing that springs to mind is extremely tacky, and I'm keen to wear it, but I just want to hear a bit of taste first.
Oh, on the way home, I guess digitally first, I was listening to Tidal Fire. Sorry.
I should have shown up the third member of the interview as well.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We've got He's got an ear infection. It would have.
The last vinyl that I had on at home was just last night, and I reckon it was Beach Fossils Somersault.
Ooh, both some pretty good selections there.
And yeah, I think I've just been diving heavily back into music I used to listen to in like year 9, like David Guetta, like all that memories. No Broke Boys. That remix, No Broke Boys, No New Friends. I don't know. It just, something's come upon me, and I just want that primal sort of four to the floor feeling. Just at the moment, but always listening to bands. I don't know, like Carolta Park and things like. Yeah. But mostly at the moment, I've got to say, just all the 2000 stuff.
Hey, no one's ever going to knock you for a good EDM dance floor banger. Like, that's always got to tick boxes.
That was a pretty heavy contrast there, like full emo into David Guetta.
Yeah.
When we can find a way to blend those things, I think we can all just down tools. That's it. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Nice Day to Go to the Club. You guys, as I mentioned before, are about to hit the 4th spin around the block. For people who don't know, obviously you guys started out, being a great showcase of local and national sort of, I suppose, punk metal adjacent acts in Port Noarlunga. This year is the first year you've invited some internationals to join the bill. Obviously, like it's so good to see the festival developing. It's such a great move to make happen. But talk us through the decision process to go. Why now? Why internationals? Why now?
Well, it came across pretty organically. It wasn't like we sat down one day and we want to go bigger. Like we we actually had a friend of ours, Sam, who did some bookings around Adelaide and got some really cool international artists like Ty Segall and Mogwai. And those shows did really well. And he's just a good friend of ours. And so we just asked for his help. And he kind of connected us with like a couple of booking agents and stuff. And we started just pretty much spitballing these bands that we wanted to see, and a couple stuck. It was kind of a weird process. It happened quite fast, and yeah, not something that we kind of really set out to do this year, but it just happened, and it was stoked, so stoked.
It wasn't a case where you thought, look, we've grown to this size now, and the next obvious step is, let's get someone in with a little bracket next to their name.
That was exactly it.
Yeah. It is
David Guetta.
It is quite satisfying to get the little brackets in there. But I mean, the festival we don't really try and grow it as such. We actually try to intentionally not grow it too much. We kind of want to just get the best bands, or the bands that we like listening to and that we want to see play. Really.
Speaking on that note, obviously, like aside from the internationals, you guys have always put together some beautiful, local and national acts as well. This year you've got Rolling Blackouts Coastal Fever. Sorry, you got Full Moon Flower Band, you got Cosmic Psychos, just to name a couple. What's kind of the energy you've, I suppose, from the beginning tried to capture in those lineups when you put them together?
Well, I guess like a blend of old and new. There was a pretty sick punk scene down here back in the 90s. It was like the regional sort of spot, the Wollongong-esque of Adelaide, I guess. So bands would come play Adelaide and then play Port Noarlunga. So I guess what we've tried to do is sort of curate a lineup that catches the attention of all the people that would support those gigs back in the day, and then all of those people have had kids now, so they're music lovers, and the area of Port Noarlunga and just down south in general of Adelaide is growing really quickly, for better and for worse. And yeah, I guess it's just kind of like getting new bands, getting young bands, getting old bands, and just trying to bring in like a big sort of widespread of all different sort of styles of music. Well, maybe not all these different styles of music, more so like, garage rock is sort of and punk is that sort of the theme, but that wide span of like ages and just like a big sort of high school reunion for a lot of people.
We've been talking a lot recently on the show about how Adelaide has been producing some of the best bands, in Australia recently, and we think it's a bit of that melting pot situation of the scene's not necessarily big enough that it can fracture out, so you can have different styles of music separate to each other. They all have to kind of be in the same venues, the same lineups and stuff like that. Is that spreading down the South Coast a little bit? Is that sort of reaching you guys and that like same level of creativity and kind of that melting pot sort of status that Adelaide's kind of fostering?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there's always been people down here playing music, I think. Like, nothing's really changed, just now there's more opportunities to play, I feel, and there's more venues that will allow you to play. So, I mean, we've put on some gigs at the Port Noarlunga Town Hall, at the Port Noarlunga Surf Life Saving Club, and then other crew have followed suit and done things at like the Seaford Soccer Club and things like that. So we don't necessarily have like a traditional venue as such, but heaps of people are playing down, and lots of people are turning up to gigs. So there's definitely lots of people actively pursuing music as well. It's good.
Yeah, I think there's definitely been an incline of new bands starting up with these new venues, and they feel like they can book the shows themselves, like the Seaford Soccer Club and stuff like that. The bands are, organising the gigs themselves because they know that there's a good crew around the place that are going to come. So it is that melting pot stuff that you talk about. It feels like it's happening a little bit, yeah, for sure, especially down our way.
Have you had anyone who's maybe picked up the guitar since the first couple of iterations of the festival that's turned around and be like, hey, book me on there now, like it's my turn, like you got to get me on there?
Yeah, we had a young band called Bend, and they're literally like 12 years old, and they played last year or the year before, and that kind of felt like that. They'd been a couple of young guys have been coming to our shows and then watching some of the bands playing. Like it felt really nice that they had started a band and it felt like a natural thing to put them on. It's, nice to go to the club. I think they were playing alongside Regurgitator or something, so it's pretty cool.
That's actually
that
pretty
opened
sick.
up. It's so good.
Yeah. So there's definitely a few young bands popping up, which is cool.
Nothing quite like a young band just like commanding that pit to open up on the first, first little bit.
Yeah, absolutely directing the circle pit. Yeah.
I suppose for the for the many of us who have never programmed a festival, who never had to think about the logistics of what the day entails, talk us through that, especially the finding the bands, and filtering from hey, here's a selection of bands that we want to talk to that we love, to the things obviously that balances out between shifting tickets but producing the right vibe and just making sure it kind of represents all of the many different boxes you need to tick as part of a local festival. What's that process look like?
It's quite lengthy now. Like, we're kind of planning like a year in advance, which is wild. But I think we're kind of lucky in the sense because we're just winging it at the start. And so that kind of naturally brought this like DIY kind of look and feel, which it still does now, because it was literally like pulling up a truck, playing on a truck, whacking some fence around. And I guess the nature of the music and the bands that we were booking, that kind of fits that vibe. And so it created that atmosphere like really perfectly from the start. And now we kind of just try and hone in on that as much as we can, and try and do things ourselves, or keep it pretty minimalistic and make it more about just the bands that are playing. And I've kind of lost track of what the question was, but
No, that was it. That sounded good. And I think like just an example, you maybe, it's funny like talking these things out because it makes me think about what you're saying, honing in on like what it was. It's like every year we've tried to do something a little bit better, and like for instance we went and put like a stage cover over the main stage. And then we were talking about it the other day. We were just like, oh, we kind of loved the year where there was no cover on the main stage and it was just boards,
It was just boards on a truck, and it was like, shit, that actually looks so much better.
So now it's just, maybe as a point of reduction, it's just like, maybe we just got to get rid of some shit.
Yeah.
It's too big. Everyone get out. We need
if it's 35 degrees though, we're doomed. But yeah, we just spotted it from the week out, and yeah. But I think you answered it good. Yeah.
Those logistical things that are, covering stages and things like that. How, what does that look like in terms of, you are working with a local footy club, with the Port Noarlunga local footy club. How much of it is like relying on the resources that they have, and versus like, getting bands and community members just to muck in and be like, cool, we need to pull something together to make this work. Like logistically, What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, the logistics of pulling together a festival with a footy club has its pros and cons, but mainly pros, I would say, because we lean on things for them that we couldn't coordinate ourselves. Like they have such a big buy-in of community members that want to help out at all times because it's their local footy club. And, so we can tap into a big pool of people that want to work bars, that want to clean, that want to come on the Friday and help set up random stuff. And like, even things early days, they had an existing liquor license and council approvals and things that we didn't fucking know how to do. And so they had all that stuff there. So that's really helpful. And for us, it was, mainly curating the lineup and like reaching out to these bands, like you say, and like, how does that work? Like it's sometimes as much as like inboxing a band because we have a relationship with them because we've both been in bands for around 10 years or whatever, and they just go, oh yeah, we'll see you there. Or it's, a really lengthy process with a booking agent just on the emails, just punching the keyboard for months, and then all of a sudden you have a poster. So it's a bit of both.
Yeah, many a time I feel like a lot of jobs nowadays just spent looking at a screen. And tying in everyone. But the crew that we've had the same production crew that for the last 4 years. It's the same temp fencing crew. But what else? Some of the same food trucks. So a lot of it's the same people, and we're just kind of refining what happens each year kind of together. But yeah, just anyone who's easy and good communicator is the job criteria.
Yeah. I suppose festivals, broadly speaking, in Australia have been in a weird spot for like the last probably 10 years. It felt like there was the big name festivals that all kind of fell apart, your Splendors and your Groove and the Moos, those kind of things. But then kind of smaller, locally focused festivals like you guys, have grown and become sort of almost to replace those things. I suppose what is that growth trajectory look like for you guys from here on out? If you are to continue into year 5, 6, 7 and beyond, what does that look like for you guys, and how do you kind of maintain that without getting to a point where you're like, shit, we're bleeding on, insurance costs and stuff like that?
Yeah. I feel like just staying true to the essence of what it is. I think what we've hopefully made is like a grassroots music festival, and it kind of is in this sort of tier of music where everything is sort of achievable, and it's supposed to sort of foster a feeling of like inspiration for people who are there, like so they can see themselves like and feel as if they could be a part of playing, if that makes sense. So that's all I feel like we kind of want to stick to, is just like inspiring people, and whether that's like making it a little bit bigger, that's also okay. But we just don't want to lose the essence of like the connection between the crowd and the audience. And I think once you go really big, it's really easy to lose that connection between the crowd and the artist.
Yeah. And we're in a position where we're not trying to book the biggest band. Like, we're just trying to book the bands that put on a good live show and feel as though they're on the same wavelength as us, and just like don't really care for the thrills of anything. They just want to play because they love playing, and that seems to resonate with a lot of people. Like Jack says, it's just like it inspires people. Like, shit, I could do that. Like, these guys are so approachable and just having such a good time. Yeah.
Have you considered sort of? I know a lot of festivals that are in that kind of in between space, between being a quote big festival and like a little local festival, are starting to band together, almost like unionize is not the right word, but like, creating like a touring path for sort of those mid-level international bands that want to come out here, that can get, 4 or 5 tours that are in or near metro cities or in large regional spaces that can kind of like put those places on the map. Have you spoken with other local festivals around you guys to put that together?
No, we don't have too many communications with other festivals. I think just like when we talk to bands and stuff, they feel as though it makes a tour much more worthwhile that they come to Port Noarlunga, and then additionally Adelaide, or even just coming to South Australia at all. Especially these international artists that we have this year. So you never know, they might not have come to Adelaide if we didn't have a conversation with them. So. Which we do see a little bit. But I think like festival organisers, I notice other festivals and stuff like that. So I feel like, if the more that happens, the better it is, because it, like you said, it provides more opportunities for bands to be like, yeah, let's definitely go there. They've got a sick market of people that want to hear our stuff.
Yeah. And we've done stuff, the same person, Sam, who put us on to booking some of the internationals, they had a label called Pack Records, and we did sort of like a collaborated night, or like I guess day, at the uni bar in the Cloisters. That was kind of like, I guess what you said, kind of coming together and doing a spin-off version of it. And I guess in essence we're kind of doing it, but instead of with another music industry sort of thing, it's just with the footy club and Fitzy.
Yeah. It's always helpful to have. I suppose, is there like one sort of takeaway lesson that if someone from, another footy club around Australia came to you and said, we're looking to replicate this and try and do something similar in our community, what's like the key one learning that you'd say, think about this?
I'd say just do it. Yeah. Do it and don't think, and then just sort of learn as you go. Because it feels as if there's so many things to think about. And the first time we did it, like, it was kind of came from Tom, because Tom plays at Port Noarlunga Football Club. They won the flag last year, just to add. But he was saying that Fitzy wanted to put this festival on, and I was under the assumption that we were just booking the bands. And then as we started to do it, like, or dive into it, it was essentially do everything. And I was like, this is a fucking nightmare. I don't want to do this. And then, it just feels as if we learned a lot through all of that sort of stuff, and it's been really satisfying. So I don't know. My advice would be just go and do it.
Yeah.
But just make sure that everything is communicated transparently and like that. Yeah, just comms. Back to comms.
But I would say just do it as well. And I think just starting small, just starting with like 2 local bands playing at your footy club or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be so grand. It's just like you can create a local scene at your club or in your local area just by doing just the smallest of gigs. Because and I think they should just do it. And you also asked what people in our position, maybe being like the festival organisers and stuff. I would say for us, partnering with a community group like the footy club has been really beneficial because it ultimately gigs and stuff are for the community, and for us to partner with a community group like that has been really beneficial and something that seems to be quite rare, but it seemed so obvious for us at the time. But now looking back in hindsight, it's like, partnering with a local footy club is pretty random, but it's kind of a no-brainer because you're tapping into your local community and giving back and collaborating and with a group of people that might not open themselves up to live music, but now they do and they love it. So yeah, that's
100%.
What our advice would be.
You mentioned it before. Port Noarlunga brought the flag home last year. Fucking stellar effort. Great stuff.
First time in 40 years, isn't it?
28 years.
Oh, 20.
Jeez.
12 years difference.
I mean,
what do I know?
Is club management turning around and being like, look, this is great, but don't distract the boys. They've got to get back to backs. Like, what's the club?
No, the festival feeds it. It's like a steroid, from my opinion.
The training week of the festival it's pretty distracting. Not too many guys are keen on training. And I'll tell you what, the week after the festival, it's a ghost town. No one's running on training. Everyone's dusty.
Yep. I suppose don't tell the Southern Football League that there's a bit of a performance-enhancing concert going on prior to the season opener.
It's going to be the biggest drug scandal going down.
Finally, before we let you go, obviously, this year's iteration is super hype for you guys. Each, which band, which act, which moment of the festival are you looking forward to the most?
I'm really looking forward to seeing Floodlights. I loved their latest album, Underneath. Pretty sure. So that's good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love like it being different from the other releases and just kind of it just being this big euphoric moment. And I think at the time they'll play, it'll be like a nice moody sort of post Twilight sort of like vibe, and can all just go arm in arm, just sing every word.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing Rolling Blackouts. I mean, we loved that band for so long, and like actually couldn't believe that they wanted to play when it happened. And I think a dark horse for me is I'm really keen to see Public House because the lead singer of that band, Wolfie, he plays in another band called Stiff Richards, who played a couple of years ago, and he just tore the place apart. It was one of the best things I've seen. So pretty keen to see him with the mic in his hand again. That'd be really good.
We had the band Spiritual Cramp. I don't know if you know them. They're from San Francisco on the show towards the end of last year, and they were shouting out that Stiff Richards are easily one of their favorite Australian bands. They're like, we fucking love those guys. The show they put on. So if that's anything to go by, I reckon you're set for a pretty good time.
Yeah, if you go online and watch it, I'd never even listened to any of their stuff before that. And then this set is just incredible, start to finish. It's like goosebumps. It gives me goosebumps even like talking about it now. It's crazy. And I was on the phone to Wolfie from Stiff Richards last week about something else, but he was like, yeah, I'd be lying if I hadn't watched it a couple times. Because it's just captured such a crazy moment in time. He was just on fire.
He was on fire. We are not here to try and pump up our own YouTube, but you should watch that video. It's so messed up good. It's really.
Oh, you know what? I'm going straight there after this, so you've sold it to me.
Yeah. There's one extra view. Let's go.
Well, if you're listening, catch the bands like I've stopped out twice in one interview. Catch bands like Rolling Blackouts, Coastal Fever, the Bronx Lamborghini Girls, and so many more on the lineup for Nice Day Go to the Club Festival, taking over the Port Noarlunga Footy Club in South Australia on Saturday, February 28th. Guys, thanks so much for jumping on and having a chat to us today.
Thank you. No, thanks for having us.
Thanks for supporting us and music. Thanks, man.